What's going on, everybody, and welcome. This is Oscar Ramos. Super excited to have you here. Well, we survived yesterday's small crash in the markets. Well, that's always really good. And what we're waiting right now is pretty much what's going to go and what's the president of the United States, right, Biden, going to say regarding the Russian invasion that just happened yesterday for us. White House official, this is the beginning of an invasion. So that's what's happening, the Russian-Ukraine conflict. And since I want to be, for everyone, be very, knowledgeable as far as what's going on, why don't we go ahead and listen to what the president has to say and comment on that, right? I think that's very important. So it's going to be a chill live, but a lot of knowledge and see how the markets also trend and change. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Plus, I was gonna say, plus, right now, isn't this a great time to be buying or selling? Well, I think I want to be holding as far as what the approach this administration is gonna take, because that's what's gonna affect the markets right now. All prices are heading higher. We know that the Fed is gonna be putting some interest rates in starting at the end of taper. So a lot of things going on, everybody, and I'm pretty excited for that. But it's gonna be fun, to be honest with you. It's gonna be fun. So welcome, guys. What's going on? He's gonna speak in about 4 minutes. So I'm here watching on Washington Post. Why not? What a great place to watch stuff. Hey, Ivan Block. Welcome, everybody. So we're got crypto down, and Biden's gonna speak about this. So I'm chilling here, knowing what's going on. The current crypto prices we're seeing at 169 trillion. Not bad, to be honest with you. Not bad. Bitcoin actually went higher. It was at $36,000. Now we are looking at 37. And I have here Nasdaq open 1.36% down, 184%. Then we have 184 points. Dow Jones, we have 1 point. So everything is like around 1% lower. But I'm gonna assume that with the information that we're gonna gather in just a couple of minutes, the markets are gonna, be moving quite a bit, and that's what I'm awaiting for, you guys. What are my predictions for crypto right now? As I've been telling my patrons and my members, right? Well, it's just kind of hold and have cash on the side, because from everything that I've seen thus far, there's going to be a lot of sell-offs if these things escalate. You gotta hear what I'm saying right now. There's gonna be a lot of sell-offs if this thing escalates right now a lot. There you go. That's better. I have the volume muted since I'm just waiting right now for him. But oh man, more wars, more stuff, more conflicts. That is something that we definitely are. For me, I think the way I see it, to give you my opinions right on this, the way I see is that I'm pretty happy that all these bad things are happening early in my investment time. What's going on, money? Because that allows me to put more money when the markets are down. So later on, I make even more money when things are better, right? That's the way I see it. If you are young, if you are, just starting in the cryptocurrency career and relatively young in age, you are going to be making very good profits once things get much better. If you're still, already probably in your 50s, 60s, well, I think this is a good time for you to consolidate and to be swapping some investments around some stable coins in crypto, some bonds, because it does seem that we're going to be having some turmoil in the upcoming months. Who says years, right? But since we're going to be having the increase in interest till March 2023, forecast by JP Morgan, around 5 or 6 interest hikes, you're gonna be expecting more and more things going on. So in a way, exciting for me. Like I've said, I know it's. I was watching other people, Bitcoin Crypto Soros, and other people, and doing my own research, and definitely, I think I'm gonna take this out. I think this is just a long-term game for us. It's just a long-term game that I'll be just waiting for, and I'm pretty excited, to be honest with you. Pretty excited for that. Cheers, everyone. Oh man. Welcome, guys. Nice. Prices on cryptocurrencies right now. What's going on? Prices on crypto right now, it's just sideways trading down from the beginning of the week. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Just waiting on Biden to start speaking and seeing what's going on, which I'm pretty excited to hear what he's going to say. There's a lot of people watching, so it's going to be fun to see what's going on. Ivan, welcome, welcome. Very excited to what's going to happen and see how the markets are going to react. And now I have here the prices of Bitcoin and crypto.com. There you go. Here it is. So there's a bunch of this going on right now, and this is exactly what I want to hear to see if there's any change. Plus, with everything that the Biden administration is going to change for sure. Pretty excited. Yesterday we were talking how expecting a major flush in the stock market. Well, we saw just a 1%. So what I think is people are holding off on exactly this, what the administration is going to say as far as how the markets are going to be moving, and I think the direction, and that's what investors are waiting for right now. Direction. What in the world is going to happen? Since sell-offs and the opportunity to liquidate even more Bitcoin and more crypto, it's going to be on the table for a lot of people. That's pretty exciting too. But once again, guys, long-term view, developing a long-term mindset, that is what I'm all for here. But I want to give a space for this to see and understand what's going on. Still waiting for it. Should come anytime because now it's 12, so it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. That should come any time now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome. You're just coming in. Go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel right now. This is Oscar Ramos talking to you, ready to be watching what the administration Biden is going to say on the remarks. So if you don't know, right, there's, officially an invasion. And the White House already said, this is the beginning of an invasion. And because there's already troops, right, sending troops into breakaway in some regions of Ukraine. And I'm very interested to see what's going to happen and what the response will be from other heads of state, which we already seen how France and Germany already put in some sanctions, right? The United Kingdom. So now we're waiting on the United States to hear what in the world we're going to do and how will that affect the entire market here. Typically, we got to be waiting for the president for a while. So that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen right now. Oh, but this, since I started investing, this is my first rumors or the closest we've been getting to war with another superpower. So, of course, we don't have to, I don't have to take it lightly per se, because it is something critical and important for our investments too. Knowing that having cash on the side is critical right now for me to make the most money. This is the time when I'm making the most money for all of us, right? If I go ahead and take a look at the entire fear and greed index right now, decimated, extreme fear, and the new update is going to come later today at 5 hours. So I'm sure it's going to be even worse than that. More extreme fear for us. More extreme fear. Which I like it. Right now, 1%, just 1%. That is not what I was expecting. I was expecting more drops. But I think, like I'm saying, we're waiting for that announcement as far as what's going to happen. And I think that's when the drops are going to start developing, right? There you go. Welcome, guys. And cheers from Texas. Oh, man. Very happy, very excited for all of this. Still awaiting Biden remarks on Russia invasion, which, if you don't know, the White House was on defense of on calling it an invasion, but now finally they came out and say that. Yesterday we were here, discussing about that, and it's like, well, if we have already military vehicles and soldiers passing Ukraine, well, isn't that what Biden and other different people were, condemning? And the UN had an emergency meeting yesterday, pretty much talking about that too. What's going on, Jamie, Jaime? Happy Tuesday, man. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Happy to have you here. Still 1%, so not much change in these ones thus far. And here on the crypto space, 1.69, 1.70, so we're still very good thus far. Not much yet. We like that. I want to go here and put in Bitcoin. So surprisingly, we're going up, which is fantastic. 37,000 on Bitcoin. That's not bad. That is not bad. Waiting on that Biden announcement as far as the sanctions, and Bitcoin decides to go up. No worries. We were at 36,000. We were right here. Okay, yesterday night. This is the 5-minute chart. We were right here at 36,600. So we just went up by $1,000. $1,000. Nice. Always putting money in projects that you believe in, guys. That's the key. What's going on, man? I think a lot of altcoins will disappear. Exactly. I mean, but put in the money where you think the projects that you believe in, and you'll be much better. Let me tell you that. If you think that I'm optimistic, it's because I'm putting money in projects that I believe in, not in projects that are just garbage. That's what it is. So that's why I'm optimistic in crypto, and I think we're gonna be fine. And crypto is not going anywhere, right? We're not going anywhere in this one, as long as you put in your money where things are going fine. Starting just in NFTs weeks ago, and putting some money in NFTs too, and doing very well there. Little by little, for sure, little by little, little by little. Crypto.com, we've been talking it for a while, everybody, and well, thus far, 39 cents. We came all the way down here. Where's my ruler? There you go. So we dropped about 10% in the last couple of 9 hours, and then we came back all the way up on Crow in the last 8 hours, 7%. So basically, we're just playing around. The small little day updates on crypto.com, just slowly but surely going there and sideways trading on crypto.com in the last 5 minutes. Nice. So talking a little bit about the topic right now at hand. Well, I have right now my cable news checking when Biden is about to speak, so I got it ready for us, guys. Talking a little bit about this. What am I expecting as someone who is learning tons of this, Russia deals, Ukraine, and everything? It's a complicated subject for someone who's not experienced in this, right? I'm not an expert on the Russian military topics, but I'm just thinking like, well, assuming that the worst is going to happen, just to say that, right? There's not much that I can do to avoid it. If we actually have some type of a war or a conflict from the United States with or NATO and against Russia, well, we're gonna be seeing a different perspective and a different world for the markets. All prices are going to increase, and markets are probably gonna be selling up for a while, and we're not gonna make in the macro level tons of money with our 401ks and Roth IRAs, since things are going to be sideways trading for a while. And that means that if NASDAQ continues sideways trading during a war or goes a little bit down, Bitcoin will continue following that, since it's correlated to NASDAQ from now. It hasn't been decoupled from NASDAQ, right? That is, if we go into a major conflict with Russia. God willing, there's nothing more than conflicts and diplomatic disagreements, right? Nobody wants a war. I don't want a war. I don't think you want a war too. And there's, of course, major different topics and conversations about this. I'm willing to hear all points. But the idea is that we have this, and then we also have the Fed throughout 2022 adding more interest rates. So the moral of the story is that this is coming at a really bad time for the market, since I believe we were expecting we do have very good news when it comes to crypto. Every single time I open Twitter, we have major additions into the cryptocurrency space, metaverse, for cryptocurrencies and for NFT projects and different companies adding crypto jobs. But I don't think we're going to be seeing all those great movements till this whole mess clears out, and then whales can come in and start buying once again. Okay? I hope that makes sense, because just giving my 2 cents on the side of the story, right? Basically, I'm still bullish. I know we're gonna do fine. It's just that people oftentimes don't see the big picture. That's what it is. Oscar, don't get me wrong, love your job. I'm an investor too. Great job, buddy. Glad to have you. Hi, Oscar. Thanks for the live. Of course, Carlos. What's going on, man? Salute from Texas. What's going on, Ev Rodriguez? Glad to have you here. This administration might just want a war. Who knows, right? I'm not into politics too much, but it's just what it is. If you're an investor, politics and governments and wars are gonna affect you, right? And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it because it's my money too, and I'm gonna keep talking about it. Not really what my channel is geared towards, but guess what? Right now, there's so many great news. Just to pick a crypto.com, or I pick Cardano, or I pick Algorand, or I pick Flexa Network. They're doing great stuff, but we're not seeing that because the bad things always reign in against the great news in crypto, and people are bound more to sell off. Plus, right now, just Bitcoin chart is just looking bearish, and altcoins are looking bearish. So in my case, I'm just buying and holding, which is the greatest and most trusted strategy. If you do it for years, you're gonna come out in the positive side on crypto. Period. That's it. Everybody for whoever is joining in right now, we're just waiting on Biden, that is gonna speak at any moment on Ukraine and of course on Russia. Has to speak on Russia, right? And see what sanctions he's gonna impose. He said he was going to be super tough on Russia and on Putin and whatever, and now the guy just invaded Ukraine once again in 2014 with Crimea, and now with these two regions as peacemaker movements. And yesterday the United States representative at the UN said that was a joke, that just doesn't make any sense. For sure, most of us are just crypto investors, or just behind a desktop or with our mobile devices. We're not going to get involved too seriously with the war or with a conflict like this. But like I'm saying, for our investment strategies and opportunities, it does affect us, which is fine. And I like it, because when you take a look at the year-to-date chart on Crow, on Bitcoin, this is exactly how we make our money. Once again, I like to reiterate, right? Still waiting on Ukraine. Everybody got the live here ready for us. Once he comes in, I'm gonna turn on the volume, and boom, we enjoyed that. 1% negative in the markets. Once again, I don't think we have seen the worst yet in the markets. I think 1% is nothing, to be honest with you. I'm gonna move here. There you go. Any predictions, Tectonic, George? Right now we are just gained 1-0. So Tectonic price can make me a millionaire with less than $7,000 now. If I buy 5.5 billion Tectonic and I'm holding them and I'm staking them, liquidity pool or staking, you're looking at years from now with Tectonic. Nothing in 2022, nothing in less than a month, nothing now. If that ever happens super quickly in less than a year with Tectonic, you're looking for a short squeeze that is going to pump you all the way up, and then it's going to leave you behind if you didn't sell at the right time. That's what's going to happen. I'm not here to tell you that we're gonna have another Shiba Inu surge. No, Shiba Inu surge was unique. It's now in the history books in the cryptocurrency space, and that's what it is. So I like that too. It's pretty cool. What a disaster year, Marco. Yeah, I do agree for us as investors, right? What a year, man. 2020, the beginning of 2020 was really bad. The end of 2019 was really bad for crypto. Then 2020, we had the pandemic, we crashed, then we came up so fast, but so fast that it was amazing. You know what the sad thing was? That 2020, it was when I was starting in stocks. So I couldn't really enjoy a surge in my portfolio prices. I don't know about you guys. Most of you came in 2021 with crypto like me. So we haven't seen this bearish side of the equation yet. But as any other mature cryptocurrency investor, we just have to go through it and not complain, not whine, and go on in toxicity. There's no point to that. No point to that, in my opinion. Right? It is the beautiful thing about it, man. Love it. Well, we're still waiting on the Biden update on Russia and Ukraine. I'm very happy to see how the markets react. That's what we are live, everybody, and welcome aboard. There's so many ways where you can there's so many outlets and venues that you can be watching your news right now, and you're choosing this channel. I want to say thank you guys to all the people that are here. Definitely, of course, I know because I lived it. Once the markets are up once again and we're thriving, there's going to be way more people here, and there's going to be way more people watching videos and creating content. But guess what? I like to remind yourself that this is the time for us to stay head down, buying in, quiet. Head down, buying in, quiet. Best strategy ever to make monies later on. Still waiting. I'll put it on Crow right now and see what's up. Bollinger Bands, we have this. Pretty cool. 39 cents. We're still here. Put it live. There you go. Awaiting Biden remarks on Russia and Ukraine, baby. Nice. By the way, all the U.S. officials already left Ukraine. Those are some other news. So they're already kind of heading prepare for the worst case scenarios on that. They don't want to have any other type of Middle East repeat, right? There was a massive issue there earlier this year, if you recall. But you know what? Bitcoin and blockchain are going to thrive. Bitcoin and blockchain we're going to thrive, everybody. That's what's going to happen. We're going to thrive in these times of turmoil. We'll do fine. Appreciate that, Jose. What's going on, guys? Russia versus Ukraine is all FUD. We just finished a 20-year war where the markets did just fine. This is temporary. Absolutely. Islander Gaming, this is temporary. That's why the reason why I came here, or the reason why I like to do this, is because the effects on the markets. I mean, you and I know that at the end of the day, it's way above our pay grade what's happening out there, right? Not much that I can do, but I just like to observe and see what are the best digital assets that I can put my money in to make more money, right? And what you're seeing right now on the screen, I mean, we have Bitcoin at 37,000. I want to see it even lower, but if it doesn't go lower, you know what? That is great, because now we see some supports really holding on very strong. Because you go right now to other places, and I mean, people are saying Bitcoin going less than $30,000. I was hearing that from Bitcoin Crypto and other places. because we still haven't seen the increase in rates. FYI, guys, FYI. We still haven't seen that. Let's say that the war doesn't give us a super massive drop, but what's going to happen when the rates come out? That's another one, right? What are those rates for? Well, we need to cool down inflation. That is exactly what JP Morgan forecast expects. About 5 or 6 rate hikes till the end of 2022. That's what JP Morgan, the bank, expects. And if that happens, well, borrowing money is going to be more expensive, and that's going to slow down the fast movement of money right now in the US. What's going on, Monatic? Morning, Oscar, and all cryptos. A little so far overnight. Yeah, I went down a little bit, but now it's up, fortunately, which is great. Still waiting on Biden to speak. You know, politics, how it always gets into the investment side. Usually it's something domestic, right? That we had seen a lot in the last couple of years. Domestic issue, violence, disagreements, political disagreements, and so on, whatever. That doesn't make any sense. But at the end, now when we have something overseas, as when you have NATO and invasions going on, not with a small country, but with Russia, that's why there's a lot of generals and army people and news going out and sounding the alarm and making it just to be very funny, right? Oh, are we back? Yes, I think so. Probably. No. I'm ready here. It's been 20 minutes after the time that they said. 20 minutes. What is the minimum level? What's going to meet the minimum level you expect for Ethereum? Well, Ethereum, I bought it at $1,000 at the beginning of 2021. So can we go back to those levels when Bitcoin was less than 20,000 or 30,000 and Ethereum less than 2,000? There's always a possibility, right? Because we've seen that in 2018, how it completely crashed. And I was hearing some stories from people that invested back then that it was just sad, and a lot of people were questioning, and we didn't have this great support momentum that we have right now. That right now, most of us understand that if we have this dip, it will go back up sooner or later in the future. But back then, it was just a very toxic mentality as far as, is this the right thing? And it was very concentrated in the unknown. So to answer your question, the minimum level for Ethereum, if things start getting worse and worse, one thing that I've learned in crypto is that it always can go lower than your expectations, and it always can go higher than your expectations. Period. That's what it is. It always can go lower than your expectations. That's what happens with AMP token. The AMP token, right? Ethereum Flexa network. I thought 5 cents was the nice, middle level, average level sideway trading, which was for a while in 2021. Right now it's at 2.5, almost 2.5 cents. That is insane. That's half. My average is 5 cents for AMP token. So I'm losing money on AMP token, right? I'm getting some by the Gemini interest rate, which is garbage. But you can tell, right, that oftentimes crypto does things that we never expect. And of course, if you make a video talking about predictions and you say something like that, man, it's not gonna be popular. But we're not here for that. What I'm saying is, like, in my opinion, most of us here are bullish, as I am bullish, but always trying to make some decisions and expectations that make sense. When we have a bear market, that's a different story, because most of us, we don't see that part of this side of crypto until we have the bear market. So for right now, having money on the side, man, that's the best thing I can tell you right now. Having money on the side, because I can be wrong, you can be right, and we never go down, and this Russia thing is FUD, and then the interest rates do nothing to the price, and we go sky all the way back to 70,000 Bitcoin. If that's the case, I am so happy to take all the jokes around on me. Oh yeah, you were wrong, Oscar, it's fine, whatever. I mean, who am I, right? I'm nobody. But I'm just putting my 2 cents here on the channel. Because I mean, crypto is doing well, everybody. Crypto is doing well. I mean, how many times do I have to tell you that Kronos is doing fantastic, that Cardano is going overseas, preparing other countries, coming with Hydra later on, staking. TBL is looking for Ethereum and Terra Luna and Binance Smart Chain and Kronos. By the end of 2022, they want to be top 5 by TBL. So crypto looking great, man. Ukraine legalizing Bitcoin as legal tender, El Salvador, more countries coming in, institutions, artists, governors accepting Bitcoin as payment. I mean, we are doing fantastic, people. The problem is right now just all this FUD that whales want us to get all the money from, right? Don't give your money and don't give your crypto to whales, because they're gonna take it. They're gonna take it. We're still waiting on Biden, everybody. Welcome to everyone here. Go ahead and smash the like button and consider subscribing, guys. I'll give you a shout out right now. We're waiting on what he wants to say. The reason why I'm doing this because I think it's important for the stocks, for crypto and everything. I like to, share my opinions with you, get some questions, and then have fun. Have fun because, I mean, for those who are not too much into politics but are investors here in this room, whether you like it or not, I'm not here looking at size, right? I'm just looking at the facts of today, and well, it's gonna affect our money in the investments and global markets. So we'll see how we do after right now. Oh baby, still holding my crow, and I'm gonna be buying more crow. I just sent about $500 to crypto.com from my fiat wallet. So getting more crow, baby. Oh yes. What's going on, Ted? Where you at? Hey, Oscar, on Bitcoin, I see a inverse cup and handle pattern from February the 3rd to the 22nd. It seemed the handle it's making, and can you reflect on that? On the movements on Bitcoin right now, taking a look at that, those nice price patterns, and also the rainbow chart that I like to use on Bitcoin. It's still cheap. And what happens right now and what's going to happen with the rates is going to determine where Bitcoin also goes. But thus far, dollar cost average Bitcoin, and we'll be fine. What's going on, George? Shiva to the moon. What's going on, Big Boss? Glad to have you here. Welcome, guys. Buying Tectonic and VBS today. That's cool. ICP token, right? Internet computer. Internet computer, I came to find it when it was extremely high. Super, like about $300. And I'm like, man. And it crashed completely, right? I never purchased internet computer. But that just comes to show that there's so many opportunities out there for you to make money. ICP, if I'm not mistaken, the max price of this one was completely out of the charts. Right now it's what, $17, and then right now when it loads, I'm gonna show you the max. It went all the way to what? Yep, I still remember. I was here back then. $440. So yep, not buying internet computer anytime soon. But if it's good for you, it works for you, great. Kudos to you. I have other projects that I believe in that I may not be aware of all the projects that are really good, but it's all right. There's always projects for everyone. You don't have to rush in one project or to prove your point right. Just buy whatever you feel like it's your best choice to make money, and that's it. Enjoy life. That's pretty much it. 1% on the stock market, guys. I like to be buying cheap stocks. Who doesn't like buying cheap stocks, right? Isn't that the best thing ever? Welcome. You like to see another tonic glitter mine soon? I know, Justin. I'm gonna put more VVS Finance and get more tonic. 100% agree. 100% agree. Last night I sold my shift to cover my Tectonic loan. Oh, look at that. So I don't get liquidated. Cool. Personally, I wouldn't take any loans on crypto. That's just me. Any margin on crypto. But I mean, everybody's different, right? Come on, Biden. Where you at? The guy said 1 p.m. and we're still waiting. Classic. Well, I'm not gonna make many comments on that, but I mean, come on, man. Still waiting on the president of the United States that I'm sure is selecting his words very carefully. Very carefully. You bought KDA? That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, at this time, I want to buy a lot of things for sure. Like yesterday, I mentioned that because this is, of course, another reason why I'm being very cautious with my future purchases. I mentioned yesterday that I already got engaged last week, and now I'm saving for the wedding. So there's less money for me to buy and go crazy, and now more money to be putting for that wedding, right? For those who are married or in the process of, like me, now we know the process, right? It's fun, but now I do have to be putting some cool money on that wedding package. Let me tell you, and let me tell you something. As we wait for Mr. Biden, it's not cheap. Weddings are not cheap. That's something you'll come to find out. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you, thank you. It's 12:30 in Texas. Still got 30 minutes. No, Islander. It's 1 p.m. Eastern time, so it should have been already. We should have been already been in the Biden meeting. It's 1 p.m. in Eastern. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Engaged for what? Engaged. Welcome, HREV93. Welcome. It's pretty cool. No, I like this. The prices are still not crashing super bad. It happened yesterday with the announcement, or what happened, since yesterday. It's when Russia actually crossed the Ukraine. But thus far, the prices has been going up. I love that. That's what we're seeing thus far in the charts. Prices like this. If from 37 we go back to 36, 33, then it's because we got some bad news coming out of Russia and the entire deal with that, for sure. Of course, big boss. If you like it, you better put a ring on it. Absolutely, that's what happened. Think AMP hits 1 cent. That'll be the worst, right? But at this point, like I've said, crypto can go always lower. Can always go lower, crypto. So that's why I never transitioned, because it was just too much money for the gas fees. I never put the money from the Gemini account. I moved it to Flexa network for Flexa capacity, because I'm not gonna pay $100 in gas fees and then to take it out another $100 or so. I need Ethereum 2.0 to help us out here, if they're actually going to help us with fix the gas issue, because if not, then the TBL is going to go out of Ethereum very quickly, as we are seeing it since 2021. TBL is going to crypto.com right now very fast. It's going to Solana. It's going to Avalanche and other places. Ethereum needs to wake up, right? Ethereum needs to wake up for sure. Blockchain 663, welcome, buddy. I'll buy ICP at 16, the lowest 10. Cool. Hey, Danny, welcome. Thoughts on Gala? Gala has been obliterated, man. It's just crushed. Crushed, Gala. The NFT and blockchain gaming space. But that is what I would expect when you have all this turmoil in the markets and overseas. What would you expect but this, right? I'm very bullish and I'm very happy. I mean, I think some of these projects that you have a conviction on, that you know they're gonna be a long termist for the next cycle. I think you're gonna be fine on them. But it's just we have to go through this as a community together. Best thing I can tell you. Because I mean, the only one that we had a lot of fun in 2021 was, I mean, we had two, and they were meme coins, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. That united us all so beautifully. But that we came out with a nice altcoin season. Right now, we're going through this bearish momentum and sideward trading. So I would expect that once we are out of this mess, are we finally in? Come on, I'm waiting on Biden. Where is he? So the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, oil nears $100 a barrel amid threat of Ukraine war. Yeah, because if there's an actual Ukraine war with Russia, then that's what I'm saying, everybody. Have money on the side, because as soon as Ukraine goes to war with Russia, which I've been looking at, news and articles, and what Putin has created is a more united Ukraine, a more united Ukraine. That's what he has created. I'm still here ready to watch some nice Putin speak, but I mean, Biden speak, but he is either sleeping or I don't know what he's doing. I mean, we're just waiting on him, right? It was supposed to be already here, but it's all right. We can wait. The good things, guys, is that the market is open, and I want to see how the market reacts. That's so exciting, fellas. That's so exciting. What better thing to do than wake up at a good Tuesday afternoon and see the market crumble or the market rise? I'm not a genie. Completely transparent to you. I'm not a genie. I don't know what in the world is going to happen. But once again, if we have a war, in my prediction as a learner, I think we're going to see nice major movements to the downside. And I'm going to be able to buy some cheap crypto and stocks, man. Right? So NFTs are great. Right now, NFTs are popping off a lot too, but I'll be buying crypto because I want to be buying and hold it, buying and hold it, buying and hold it. And right now is when we get all our kicks. I'm just kind of looking back and saying, is this another pandemic too? Not saying that we're going to have an actual pandemic, but if we have another drop like the pandemic, baby, this is when we get our money, because people are going to be scared. They're going to be selling off, and then we come crash the market, and then we buy it at the bottom or somewhere near the bottom. And you know what happens when the stock market comes all the way up, rallies to the moon. So the options are going to be fantastic. But it's all about to be decided today with Biden speaking and saying what in the world he's going to do, because that's what happened in 2014 with Biden and Obama, with Russia invaded Crimea, the annexation of Crimea, right? And now the invasion of two regions in Ukraine just less than 24 hours ago. Basically, Putin went live and talked to the Ukrainian people and told them, you're not really a nation, and you should be Russia, pretty much. So that united Ukraine more. Now the Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, came out at 2 a.m. and said, we're not going to be conceding. We're not going to be giving out anything. So basically defending his country, right? Rightfully so. And, well, there's just a lot of things going on. And then we have China. And if you don't know, China is the global in supply chain right now, and it's beating the United States left and right. And that's another threat to the United States too. So, oh, what a world we're living in, my friends. And that's the world we make the most money. Scare money, don't make money. Scare money, don't make money. Right? That's what I'm gonna tell you. Like, I waited a while to be in this position. I'm not gonna let it slide. I'm not gonna let it slide. I'm gonna make money. And we have to go down. Then we go down. No worries. Hammy. You pay $90 to fill your tank, man. $90? You're kidding me. Kevin Trucker, welcome, buddy. Glad to have you. Go ahead and do me a favor, everybody. Why don't you go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for me right now, and turn on those notification bells. We are about to be seeing the president of the United States give remarks on Russia and Ukraine, and we've been waiting for a while, and we may wait for more time, and it's totally fine. All is affecting markets. Hope they resolve it soon. Keep it up, Oscar. Love your analysis. Thank you, Biosis. Welcome and thank you. There it is. I'm seeing here on my cable news, Dow Jones 1.58 down, 537 points down. Not that much. I've seen the Dow Jones go down 1,000 points, so that's nothing. Still waiting on Mr. Biden. Correct my life. Helium mining, where you at, my man? Because I don't see you. Here, Oscar, I have a little concern here on VBS miners. Disappear on my app, Tectonic. Well, I believe you have to unstake it for that, because that's what I did. If you were earning your Tonic on VBS by staking, you have to go to finished and then unstake. Don't do harvest, because that's what I did. If you unstake, you're gonna do the two of them twice and you're gonna pay less in fees. Yep. Thank you guys for always coming in clutch and helping me with the comments. Appreciate it. Oil prices near $100 a barrel amid Russian aggression. Guys, and you know something? I just went to the gas station. I live in Texas. I'm used to a $2.40 per, gas. Oftentimes back in the previous administration, it was, around $2. Now it's $3.19. That's just insane, man. Gas, I don't even want to go to California right now. I'm honestly very sad for the people of California right now, because I don't know how much you're paying. Anyone from California, can you guys please tell me how much is the gas there? Wow. Take a look at that. Bitcoin going up. Don't love to see it. Don't you love to see it? That's great. Bitcoin going up right now. Crocoin going up right now too. That's nice. Keep holding and buy if you have money. Do not sell. Camelo, there you go. Rubio, Ukraine crisis will impact the gas, food prices. Yep. Which is doing it right now as we speak. $5 per gallon, Caesar. Okay. So sorry for you guys. That is insane, man. But hey, it's fine. I mean, classic. The times that we live in, my friends. The times that we live in. It's all right. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. I've lived in this country for 10 years now. The United States of America. Coming from Mexico. Got here for my education. Now I'm working. I'm doing well. And as some of you know, just got engaged. So I believe in this country that although no matter the threat that we are facing in, I think together as me, future American, hopefully I, get all my papers on and everything good. But that's the idea. But I think we're going to do fantastic later on in the future. Especially because, man, the U.S., capitalism and democracy, right? That's what we care about. And that excites me. Freedom. And standing for the little guy. So if we have to suffer a little bit of struggles right now in the meantime, then, well, better it to be right now when I have the time and the energy and to put it the most money. So then I take advantage of these times of sell-offs. And later on, we can make the money. And we're still waiting. We're still waiting on Biden. That's cool. What's going on, Jesus? It's almost $4 a gallon in the middle of the Nevada desert. Oh, wow. Thank you, Cam. Appreciate it. Moved here from Italy 7 years ago. There you go, Pierre. That's awesome. Hello, Oscar and Army. What's going on, Tanks? Welcome. Welcome. Well, hey, Oscar, always tuning in for your coverage and Crow. Just bought in a dip. Last night, getting ready for more dips just in case. Gas is $5. Average here in Cali, 3.19 will be nice. Kevin K, thank you so very much for letting me know that report. Appreciate it. I lived in California for a couple of weeks with a friend, and when I saw that $4 gas at the BP station, I'm like, never. I'm like, no way. How in the world you guys survive here? But of course, glad you have way higher wages, right? And salaries. We're expecting Biden to speak on the current developments that happen in Ukraine as Putin continues, its peacemakers movements throughout the country of Ukraine. 2014 was Crimea, the annexation. Now we have 2 regions here coming up. And the prices seem unsteady, unstable, going up, going down, not really a direction so far. Yesterday night when there was announced that they were crossing, prices crashed. It was very nice to see. And the UN had an emergency meeting, and then we got the American one of the representatives saying this is just makes no sense for Russia to be doing that. And hours later, right now, that's what we're here, waiting on Biden and his opinions on what's going on and the sanctions, because now we have Germany stopping the Nord Stream 2 pipeline that connects Russia and Germany for oil. And then we have France and United Kingdom imposing more sanctions too. So all the talk that Biden had regarding Russia's sanctions, if this were to happen, I don't know if you were in the 1 hour plus press conference. Well, today we have to see something, right? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Quinn, well, come on into Texas, man. It's a great place. It's a great place. Jamie, you bought 3,000 of Crow when it was at 43 cents. That was a great price, and now it's back at 39. Well, you're not that bad. My average price on Crow, it's at around 50 something. Yeah, 50 something, which I waited a while. I mean, it went all the way to 90 cents, guys. You have to remember that. So I waited a while, but now it's, still down, which is great. I mean, that's exactly what we want to see for all these prices, right?
And those Russian economic interests that have been supporting Russia's war machine, everything that is being done to support the Russian activities in that area, they will hit Russia very hard. And there is a lot more that we are going to do in the event of an invasion.
Olivier Knox, let's talk about...
You see? So that was UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. More sanctions to Russia in case of an invasion. So that's what just happened, right? That's what just happened. So let's see all those sanctions and see, because if Russia is not respecting the sanctions, then what is it going to respect, right? Military action. That's the last thing that I personally want. Don't like war, everybody, but oftentimes it's just the only route for peace. Just hard to say. Blockchain 663. All of this is FUD at the end of the day. Why would Putin prove Bitcoin? Same headline, 2 different readers. Which one you all read? Bullish. Therefore, I remain bullish. I agree. I remain bullish too, buddy. I remain bullish too. That's what we're not selling. That's the idea. That's why we're not selling this, guys. Biden isn't bringing good news. There's nothing good coming out of his mouth, LaBelle says. Well, that's exactly what we want to see sooner or later, because now it's been almost 1 hour after he said he was going to speak. Classics. And we've been live. So let's go. Hopefully he takes some questions. That'll be great. That'll be good, taking some questions on this. Everybody, if you're just joining us here in the live, my name is Oscar Ramos, and we're going live as the market is down. Crypto market is down. The stocks are down. Why, you may ask? Well, there's a lot of reasons why. Let me just give you the number one that we're here talking about. The title of this video is, of course, Biden about to speak due to Russian invasion, which we happened less than 24 hours ago. And it's a topic that is right now everywhere. And no matter how you remain bullish in many different cryptocurrencies, it's just what's happening, and it's, I think, okay to go over and review it. In my case, I take the opportunity, if I just got paid or if I'm gonna get paid at the end of the month or so, dollar cost averaging, right? Buying little by little when you see those dumps, massive dumps, and then continue holding if you're buying projects like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Algorand, Tectonic, VVS Finance, XRP, Shiba Inu. Those are long terms, guys, right? They already had its time last year. Not reaching for them to be bulls right now or to go all the way to the moon because the prices of everything is down. A lot of analysts and other people are saying, right, that we're going to be heading much lower. In my case, it just depends what's going to happen with these issues, because we know what will happen with the Federal Reserve already. They're going to be increasing the rates as the tapering ends. That's going to happen very soon. So will be fantastic to see the results of all of that in the markets. Oscar, what I see in this chart is 32 coming soon. If that happens, man, oh baby, better opportunities to become a millionaire with crypto and stocks. For sure. Prices will be back up in a couple of months. Don't worry about it. Of course. You need more money to buy some ADA. That's good. ADA is under $1. It's at a precious price. Is it already live or so? Soon, President Biden speaking on Russian invasion. Okay, good. We want some context here. Still people there. Not many news right now, but we're waiting. We're waiting on it. While we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at our delicious Tectonic and see what's going on this one. Welcome, everybody. Tectonic gain of 0. There it is. We're 6.96. Tectonic is one of those cryptocurrencies right now that is, doing very well, very popular because it's a lending and borrowing. 500 trillion in supply, definitely less in circulating supply. It's trying, to be. It's one of the top main lending platforms on the Kronos chain, and I have some positions here, and for sure I've been talking on it about it, same as BBS Finance. That is, the latest movements on Tectonic. Here it is, as you're seeing right now. So this is what it looks like. Another of these pumps we're waiting for, everyone. We're not going to have any of that until the market's correct. So Tectonic was moving differently from Bitcoin, but now at this time, the sentiment is all extreme bearish and fear. So that, for that I can see it. A lot of people that were holding Tectonic just sold off. And that's what happened here. Another of these runs is going to happen eventually. So I'm very happy for that. This is a price that I'll be buying on Tectonic, to be honest with you. That's why I added a couple $100 to my crypto.com wallet. And I'll be buying some Tectonic, some VVS Finance, and some Crow. And some HNT too. So I'll be doing that. I'm already putting money for the wedding, putting money for this. A lot of things that we got to spend our money on, right? So Tectonic, everybody. One of those ones for sure. So here's just more of the, what is this? Washington Post explaining, giving our little opinions on what may happen. But if we have something along these lines as a war or an invasion or something, call it. Yeah, I mean, the Putin wanting to kind of like go back to those, the times of the Kremlin. Well, that'll be of the Cold War, so that'll be very interesting and sad for the entire market, to be honest with you. 1.70 trillion. Let's see how Shiba Inu is doing right now. It's another one that I haven't seen in a while because I'm just holding it. Shiba Inu went down yesterday, same as with the other cryptocurrencies, to close to the bottom of the Fibonacci levels, right? Let me go here to the 1 hour on Shiba. Yes. So Shiba Inu to go back to its low level, that's a while. That will be a drop of 65% for Shiba Inu to go all the way down to the lowest levels. Hopefully that doesn't happen for Shiba Inu. If not, a lot of people are going to be very disappointed. Okay, now we having a bigger sell-off in the stock market, everybody. Nasdaq almost 2% here. S&P 500 at 1.61 and Dow Jones almost 2%. And we're barely awaiting to the Biden, speech right now on Russia and Ukraine. We're already having a sell-off, and the market doesn't close in about 2 hours. So, oh baby, I'm probably gonna be buying some too today. I have some money on my Robinhood account, so I'll be buying some for sure. Thank you, Raymond. Oh yeah, the Shiba AMA guru tonight with topics probably, right? That's true. Biden double dipping. I'm glad in a bear market, I'll give us credit for holding and knowing. Yes, of course. I mean, blockchain for sure. I'm super excited to be in this market right now. Extremely excited because, guys, best time to become wealthy right now. I'm super excited. Bullish, I'm happy, and I'm buying. Period. Bullish, I'm happy, and I'm buying. That's the way you guys probably should feel too. Knowing that if you bought already in the at the top, that wasn't like the smartest decision ever, but you did it, so that's fine. Hopefully you're not selling because of panic or paper hands. What's going on, Alibaba? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Oscar. Good to join from Great Britain, UK. Hey, Alex, welcome. Glad to have you here. Oscar, can you look at the last time Crow was at 32 cents? Of course, thanks. Let me check back. Well, to end up on Shiba Inu, my Shiba Inu army, we're here. I still hold a couple of millions of Shiba Inu, not billions or trillions, but millions. I'm calculating my risk, but I still believe that this is a good one to get 301. 301, we're talking 100 percentage points in the upside. If that happens, Shiba Inu on YouTube is going to explode, and I'll be very happy. But Shiba Inu, I'm still holding it, man. I think we just need the markets to do better. But for that, we just got to hold it for sure. It's one of those cryptocurrencies that we need to hype back. And all the good Shiba birds and announcements they've been putting on Twitter is not doing anything because of the prices and the current geopolitical concerns. The last time Crow was at 32, 33 cents was at around the end of January. That is what we're looking for Crow. as you're seeing right now. Right? So 32, 33. So we've got from here to 33 cents to here. It's been almost 1 month, 29 days, almost 1 month. That's what Crow has done, right? So we have increased in a month to the price right now just 18%. Of course, we increased more, but it's been selling off. So just 20% pretty much, as you're seeing on the screen right now. That is Crow. That is Crow. From here to here. There it is. Croc on everyone. So we had a nice push to the upside of 40-something cents. Let's see it right here. We were at 50 cents, passing 50 cents, which is better. Here it is. 55 cents. So that's what we're looking thus far. If we continue, if we break this support at 35 cents on Crow, then, oh baby, welcome to more turmoil. I think the stocks are gonna get hammered more than the crypto, because crypto already got hammered yesterday, and I think what we saw yesterday night. Oh wait. Okay, I think he's gonna come now, anytime. Finally. Hope you guys are ready. He's about to talk. Okay, he's coming now. Hey, Ram, welcome, welcome. Perfect. They have to send the signal to, because I'm already seeing it on my cable news right now. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Ram.
Oscar, what's up? Are we at rock bottom yet?
Nah. No, we're not. If the things go much, worse, if they go even down the drain with Russia and Ukraine, and there's a war between the two countries, we're going to be expecting much more sell-offs. So no, it's not rock bottom. Not rock bottom at this time. And the NASDAQ, almost 2%, Dow Jones 2%. So 2% is it's some significant level now. That's a down day for sure. 5%, you're talking about more than 500 points down. So finally, it's going to speak. Thank you, Aram. Okay, I think it's coming.
What is he going to go after, and who is he going to go after? There was a very interesting news cycle a few weeks ago when the administration was suggesting it might actually go so far as to put pressure on allies to kick the children of oligarchs out of private schools and private universities. It would be a very unusual step, but one that might inflict a lot of personal pain on the oligarchs who hold a lot of the power in Russia. So we're listening for a lot of things from President Biden. What's the U.S. reaction?
Should be fun. Everyone should be fun.
Will there be economic and diplomatic sanctions, both, or just one, or just the other? It's a very important moment. I might just add one quick thing, which is Biden's minor incursion comment.
Big Bush. Yeah, I do agree. I want the market to be more bearish so I can buy more cheap Crow. Crow is one of those projects that I'm bullish on, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine.
Limited engagement, to the limited invasion. And I think that reflected the fact that there was concern.
What's going on, Abraham? The market is depressing.
Really need to be pulled along towards a harder line.
You have to understand that these are the times when we make the most money, everybody.
There was, for weeks, for months.
These are the times when you and I make the most money. That's it.
The Nord Stream 2 pipeline.
Don't forget to smash the like button, everybody, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notification bells, guys. Let's go.
The German Chancellor, Mr. Scholz, was willing to go as far. So the fact that they did now put that on pause is actually pretty significant as well.
Let's go to Tyler Pager now, joining us from the White House. Tyler, over the phone. So we are anticipating President Biden speaking shortly. Tyler, do we know what the holdup's been?
Yeah, we expect him to come out here pretty much any minute at this point. The
Limited invasion.
Brought, in the East Room of the White
Thank
House,
you, Alibaba.
set up for the president
Appreciate
to
it.
speak.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
And
I'm
our
always
understanding
learning,
of the
you know.
president was just
I'm
kind
not
of
saying that I know
providing
everything,
his
but
remarks here
I'm
before
passionate
he
about
issues
stocks. I'm
information,
passionate
and
about
the
crypto.
world
I'm passionate about
obviously, a lot of
knowledge.
eyes will be on the president
And I want to share
what
my
he
story with
says
you
given
guys,
the
the journey.
escalation,
Because I do know, you know, what I talk about often
and
about
to the
Crow, Am
point
Token,
made before I
Tectonic,
jumped on,
DVS
about
Finance,
whether or
Bitcoin,
not,
Ethereum.
what we're looking
But
for here is whether or
when the
not
markets are
president
like
considers,
this,
this the level
it's
of
always good to
invasion
kind
that
of
he is going to,
pause a little bit, and
release
because
the highest
there's always
level of
good
sanctions
news with
for
Crow,
that
DVS
language
Finance,
for the
Tonic,
first
or
time from his
Am
national
Token
security
on
advisor
Bitcoin. There's
Bitcoin,
always good news. There's always
television,
great
but
news
we
on
haven't
crypto
heard
right
from the
now. But
president himself yet.
if
So I
the
think
prices
that's
are
really
not
gonna be a
doing
marker
well,
for how much we're going to
that's
see
what
from
makes people
the
money.
United States in terms of responding
Prices
to the
going
highest
up.
level with regard to sanctions.
If they're going to the
this
down the
latest,
drain, but we have
movement
great
from
news,
Russian
it's
troops.
like people
Tyler
just
Pager
look
is
at
joining
it
us from the
from
East Room of the White
the
House.
numbers
So, Tyler,
highs, and they're
what
like,
is the
doesn't
mood
make any
there right
sense.
now? Talk to us about just how things have gone over the weekend, heading into this week. We're watching to see really daily if the president speaks.
So slowly but surely,
Right.
we'll made
I
it.
think there's a, it's a tense environment here at the White House. I think people were aware that
Blockchain 663, I 100% agree with you. This is our bear market. Exactly. Now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. I wish my bear market was the pandemic, but that wasn't. I was barely beginning. Don't you understand how many people became rich in that bear market? In that, I will say, really nice, huge dump that we have due to the pandemic, right?
Place and
So many people.
Earlier, there's been some disagreements among European allies about how far to go and when to implement these sanctions. I think we're hoping to get some clarity from the president when he speaks shortly from here at the White House about how they are now thinking about this. They're seeing Putin move forward with troops in Ukraine, and whether or not we get the full range of sanctions that they have threatened. I think we'll hopefully get some more insight into what the president.
Here it is, 2% already. 2%, 2%. It's going down.
Tyler, there is, of course, a question of whether or not the president and allies should
Going
hold
down.
back some threats.
How about crypto?
Because that could be
1.70.
dangled in front of Vladimir Putin as, if you go farther,
Still
we can do
1.70. So
more.
yeah, I think
But there is a
probably
real
the
debate
stocks are going to
about
hit
how
hardest the
much they
most
should
since they
push
just
ahead.
opened today.
Right, and I think that's exactly what is at the heart of the matter right now for the national security apparatus here in the U.S. and in their negotiations with American allies is what is that step? What counts? Where do they feel they can be most effective and successful? How to both deter Putin from potentially going even further. Our colleagues here at the Washington Post have reported a range of potential options that Putin has identified for how much he wants to go into Ukraine and what sort of damage he might inflict on the country. But here, at the White House, the president and his national security aides and advisors are actively discussing what sanctions they're going to put up.
Biden to speak on the Ukraine crisis, as U.S. official says, the beginning of an invasion is happening. Beginning.
On that, as Biden's national security aides have said that they are going to, announce more sanctions. They did last night. But
you can always imagine if the invasion continues more and more in Ukraine, how far the stock market will continue dropping and dropping and dropping, right?
So that very room where you see that podium right now. Tyler, thank you so much for talking with us as you go about your reporting day.
Sad news for the world because people may lose their lives,
in what
in
the
a war or
president
so.
and his team decide to do.
But for the investments, macro level and long term, it's a great time because if the stock market crashes very badly, all of my people who are watching right now, we're not going to sell. We're not going to sell. We're just going to hold, right? So let's continue doing that and buying the dip.
Tension between the White House and the congressional branch. So in the War Powers Act, what a president can do is alert Congress if he wants to use our troops for any sort of conflict. And it appears that the Biden administration has been in contact with Congress on each of their moves in this decision leading up to what the president might say today. But Congress does not need to take a vote right now on anything. We've also seen and expect him to come
If you
out
had
with
money, would you
some
put
sort of
in the
messaging on
Kronos in the
sanctions.
Kronos
He can do
network
that
or
at the
metaverse right now, or
executive branch level.
have to
Congress
wait,
doesn't
man?
need to do that.
I've been telling my
But
members this,
both
my
on the
patrons
surface
this.
need to have each
I'll
other's
be waiting.
support.
Like,
Congress
there's no
needs to be supporting
rush.
the White House
And you know
any sort
what?
of international
When we have
moves
money, we
and
want to
vice
spend it,
versa.
right?
So
Immediately.
it appears that they're all
I've
on
been-
the same page right now.
I've been
with
in that
actions and
situation
steps.
before.
When you talk about
There's
legislation,
no rush.
Congress doesn't need to vote on anything right now. And as I've mentioned,
That's
before,
what I'll do,
they are-
guys.
both
That's what
chambers,
I'll
the
do.
Senate and the House are on a recess
So,
right now.
as
and
always,
that's
you can
something
do
that I
whatever you
brought up
want.
to Representative
Right, it's your
Quigley's
money.
over the Ukraine
But I
crisis
mean,
and
there's no
member of
rush
House
to becoming
Intelligence.
wealthy. I know I'm not gonna do it in
Was
one day.
he
So
nervous going
waiting
into
for
this
the right
recess that
opportunity,
something
I
might
think, is
happen on the
what's
Ukraine
most
front that Congress would need
educative
to
and
handle?
measured.
And he did point out that they can all come back with short notice. And it's also important to note that the House, because of the pandemic, they instituted rules where they can work remotely and vote remotely with
Come
just
on,
a
Biden.
few folks on the House floor for a
That
vote
just
if
tells you,
anything were to
everybody,
happen.
how
the Senate doesn't have that type
important
of thing, but,
this is, because
I think all members
only
of
I've
Congress
seen
are
this
watching very
when
closely what
when they
happens
delayed
and
a
will
press
react as
conference or
needed.
when
But,
they
as
delayed
I've
some
said,
remarks
the
like this,
executive
it's
branch
when
can put
the
forward
tensions
sanctions
are
without
high.
Congress
The stakes are
okaying
high.
it. But they do need to sort of be on the same page, especially when it's something that the whole globe is watching right now.
James Hohmann, let's talk about the power of NATO and this question of whether or not Vladimir Putin could exact any sort of, get any sort of concession or agreement that Ukraine
Nasdaq is selling up
wouldn't
much
become
higher
part of
now,
NATO.
2.16%.
You got that map there for us, so lay out for us how close NATO is to Russia and why this battle over Ukraine for that joining.
Yeah, Libby, it really changes the game for NATO strategically if Russia gets control of Ukraine. Right now, Ukraine is this buffer zone. Russia doesn't want this buffer. Russia wants to be right on NATO. And these are the Baltic states up here. This is Estonia, Latvia,
Everything is looking
Lithuania.
delicious,
And
right?
if
88.
Belarus has essentially become a Russian client state.
Absolutely.
Vladimir Putin trying to restore his empire, if he pulls Ukraine in, controls the northern part of the Black Sea, all of a sudden, these countries right here are going to become a lot more concerned. And I can tell you from talking to people in those countries, they're already panicked about the kind of the strategic balance in the region shifting. And then all of a sudden, Poland is going to have Russian troops right along its full border. And then over here, this little red patch that you can see, this
That's
has
what
been part
concerns,
of Russia
right?
since the fall of the Soviet Union. And so
In the Soviet
obviously
Union,
has
like, is
sea
he
lane
trying to restore
access
the
to
Soviet
Russia,
Union?
but
Because
what you expect,
that's like the
what
first
you
step
hear
to
from
do
these
so, control
Baltic states
Ukraine.
is Russia's going to say, well, these are also belong to Russia.
I
This
think
should be
that's
part
going
of
to the
Russia,
extremes, right?
and
But
we need to
you never
reunite
know.
this area with the rest of Russia. And so then all of a sudden, all three of these countries are members of NATO. Article 5 of NATO means that the United States has a treaty obligation to defend any member of the alliance that comes under attack.
Correct.
So Ukraine is not a member of NATO, which is why it's not even in question about whether the U.S. is going to send troops. But the U.S. has signed a treaty that necessitates military
I think the worst thing that can happen
intervention
for
to
us is
defend
that we
these
actually go to
relatively small
war.
countries.
It
Estonia
takes
up
years
here
to
is a
finish,
country of about
and
1
then
million
we have the
people.
market just
It's
super
not a
down
large
for
country,
forever,
and
like
you have
for
Russia
so many
right
years.
here.
That's
So
like the
Russian
extreme
army
case
is
that I'm
certainly
seeing right now.
capable of
Right?
easily
This could be
seizing
the
a country
beginning
like
of
Estonia,
something
but they're part of NATO.
very bad
So all
for
of
the
a sudden,
world.
once
But it's like
Russia
I'm
would
saying,
have
some
Ukraine,
of
if
us
they
are
go ahead
20,
with a
30s,
full-scale
40s,
all of these countries are
buying
going to be
throughout
much
these
more
times,
nervous.
and then when
You're
we
gonna
have
see
the
a pretty
comeback,
significant military
it's
buildup.
gonna
You're gonna
immediately
see,
make us
a lot of pressure
retire,
for the US
because
to
we're gonna be very, very rich.
reassert its
Like, you
Article
guys understand
5
what I'm saying?
commitments.
That's a
and
mentality
if
you and I
there's
should have.
Any perceived softness or weakness,
It's tough for
if
the world in
Putin
my
thinks
case,
that he
from
can
my
get away with taking the Baltic
unexperienced point of
states
view,
or
but I'm
moving
just saying,
into
like, I'm just gonna
Poland,
keep buying the dip,
without
because I know crypto's gonna do
military
fine.
force
Even though
response,
I'm going
then
against the
he's gonna
grain
do
and
it.
against
And
the
so
current,
part of
because
the
a lot of
needle
people are
that
gonna be
Biden
like,
is trying to thread
you're still
today
investing in Bitcoin and
with
Ethereum,
this
they
kind of
crashed, but you and I
incursion
know
into
how
this part of the
powerful we
country
can be.
is making it clear
What
that
do you think?
Putin will face consequences, because
That would
each
be like
time
the
he's
stream,
moved
right,
in,
to
he
having
was
years
in
of
August of 2008, he
conflicts with
basically took
Russia and
Georgia,
over these invasions.
and didn't face full-scale response.
Because that
from the
also will
West,
crackle
because
and
it wasn't a
hurt
member
the
of
American
NATO.
economy in
So
a way.
This gives you the full picture, Libby. And again, if Putin gets Ukraine,
Hopefully that
it
doesn't
changes
happen,
the
but we'll see.
strategic balance of Europe.
Olivier, is there still a window of opportunity for Vladimir Putin to get some concessions from NATO or some guarantees? Is there a conversation that can still be had here, or have Putin's actions
Quinn,
just
buying Crow, there you go.
made that impossible?
Well, in one sense, he doesn't need concessions from NATO because the presence of Russian forces in eastern Ukraine and the recognition of those two separatist pro-Russian regions.
Go ahead and do me a favor, my friends and fellows. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. Like the video so more people come in and turn on those notification bells. My name is Oscar Ramos, and we talk about stocks, short there in crypto. And today we're talking about Russia and Vladimir Putin and Ukraine and what Biden is going to do, because whether you like it or not, it's going to affect us. Much likely negatively, but guess what? We're bullish here. Just buying low DCA, buying in the projects that you believe in, and you're going to be fine.
In terms of any other concessions, he rejected an offer, a package of concessions, as insufficient. And I think I don't see. It's not a sunny forecast. If you're somebody who wants to bet on him suddenly accepting some concessions, I just don't.
Thank you, DH. Appreciate it, my man.
Making another offer of concessions either under these circumstances. An offer of talks, sure. We're still waiting to see whether.
What is Biden doing?
The meeting between the
they're like
ministers, Lavrov,
briefing
Russia,
him already, like,
States,
don't say this, don't say this, don't say this.
We're still waiting to see. There was this talk of a notional Biden-Putin summit.
I understand. I mean, the stakes are high.
That's still on the table, although there was no location or timing.
Yeah. What would be the significance of that, Olivier? And how concrete would that need to be? Why would that be an incentive?
Alrighty, Oscar, I've been waiting for this huge dip. I've been buying as much as possible, planning on building my wealth from this bear market, hoping it stays low till payday. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you, DH. Thank you very much. Yes, like I've said, this is our bear market. Let's embrace it with open arms. Let's embrace it with open arms. Right now, ask me, okay, what crypto should I be buying? Well, first and foremost, let's wait for the markets to dip as low as they have to, right? We don't know what the bottom is. I don't know what the bottom is. I can tell you right now that for Bitcoin, we have three levels: 36, 33, 29. 36,000, 33,000, and 29,000. Those are the levels for Bitcoin. For Crowcoin, we have 32 cents right now thus far.
Undermined his own interests and Russia's own interests by beefing up
and under 30 for sure.
The NATO alliance.
If we see Bitcoin under those levels, and if we see Crowcoin under those levels, if we Ethereum under 2,000, if we will see XRP, Solana, Cardano, that's it. I'm not gonna be waiting any longer. I'm just gonna keep buying and buying and buying and just doing that for a while, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Some are arguing now was a strategic mistake that riled up the Russians. But now, in just the last few weeks, there's been a renewal of a commitment and a purpose for the alliance. And so in some ways, Putin has undermined his own objectives here. He was very eager to undermine NATO. He was very eager to undermine the European Union. And now both of those entities, those institutions seem to be coming out of this stronger.
Yeah, James Hohmann, let's talk more about that. There is the question of testing NATO and whether NATO can survive a durability test. James, is there a potential for this to strengthen those alliances and perhaps even bring other countries into a more active role?
Yeah, Libby, there really is. And that is, one of the things that is, Russian military adventurism has not always ended well for Russian leaders. There's, a long history of battles in the Black Sea and over Crimea that didn't go well. One of the places to watch to see if Putin's gambit backfires is Finland. It's right up here. It borders Russia. Finland never joined NATO. It has, through the Cold War, sort of had an independent streak, Finlandization. It wasn't part of the Soviet Union. And Finland has expressed some interest in joining NATO because clearly if Moscow isn't going to respect the sovereignty of Ukraine, why would it necessarily respect Finland? And so you could end up seeing a stronger Western alliance. You could see Finland orient more toward the West. Finland's president has been talking to President Biden and other European leaders. He sort of considered the Putin whisperer, the summit that
No, I don't think
Putin
it's gonna
and Biden
mention
had
crypto
last
stocks.
year
This is
was in
just only
Helsinki,
gonna be
which is in
about
Finland. So
Russia and
that's somewhere
Ukraine,
that is watching all of
and
this very
probably some
closely,
people will
and,
want to get his
with great
his thoughts
concern,
on Canada, right?
Russia's
With
move
Trudeau,
to recreate
the violence is
some
happening there, and that's it. I don't think it's gonna
notional
go
Russian
much
empire.
further than that, because
We
this
have,
Russian-Ukraine
Washington Post
deal is a
journalists
big
who are
deal.
in
So I think the
Ukraine
people are gonna
right
be
now, including some of our colleagues who are video
circling back
journalists
to
who are
those
documenting
questions,
what's been
because
happening there. So let's take a look at one
yeah,
of the stories
Biden
they have filed. This is about
strongly
civilians
said
in
that
eastern
he was going to
Ukraine,
be
and for them,
imposing major
war is
sanctions, and
already at their
it was going to
doorstep
be
after years of peace. Villagers in
received with
Ukraine's
a
Donbas
military
region are
action too.
enduring
So
this
let's see
sharp
what he
increase in
says,
shelling
right?
from separatists and the fear of Russian invasion. For one village in eastern Ukraine, that escalation began back on February 17th when artillery hit the local kindergarten. Video journalist Whitney Leeming spoke with locals there. Let's watch.
We're still waiting for the dear Biden. But it's totally fine, everybody. Totally fine for this one. Bitcoin right now. Going to this one. Thus far, does good, everybody. Who knows what the guy is doing, but we're ready for his comments and see where we're heading here. As I mentioned before, in the markets, we already have words from JP Morgan regarding the Federal Reserve as far as what's going to happen later on. But when it comes to the war and to the conflicts with Russia and Ukraine, this is exactly what I was waiting for, right? Exactly seeing and waiting for the comments. What I'm expecting from this, he's going to be imposing some, sanctions with supply chain, and Germany already halting the Nord Stream pipeline too. So, I mean, that always helps. Banks, monies, and everything. I want to see what the U.S. does and see how that will affect the markets as a whole. And that way, I will be buying even more too. I'm going to show you what I have on Robinhood right now. I bought, I think I have a total of $2,000 something. So I've been buying some, nice positions there for the last 3 months, and the prices have been going down. Have the positions on. Let's see, still waiting on it. Some portfolios here, but this is what I have. Not much, but it's something. Dow futures erase, most of the earlier losses. That's what we're seeing thus far. Just easy money for us to see what's going on. I'm waiting. Easy money.
Хотим сделать уборку, до конца довести уборку.
All prices are gonna go through the roof. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're already expensive, man. Imagine now. Thank you, James. Appreciate it, my man. Welcome and thank you. You're gonna load up on Solana, of course. Thanks, Oscar. I was thinking seriously of joining your Live Deluxe membership. You get the same perks through your Patreon. Or is it YouTube the best place to be part of your community? Great question. To be part of my community on YouTube, I think the best place will be on YouTube with a membership here. Patreon is for more Discord access. If you want daily updates on Discord. But on Patreon, all the live feeds, I'll give you the priority right here if that's what you're looking for. All right? And once a month, you get to talk to me on a general chat on Zoom. Thank you for considering, man. Appreciate it. Crypto is more important, of course. Will prevail. Finally.
Try and make up your mind, huh? Well, good afternoon. Yesterday, Vladimir Putin recognized two regions of Ukraine as independent states. And he bizarrely asserted that these regions are no longer part of Ukraine and their sovereign territory. To put it simply, Russia just announced that it is carving out a big chunk of Ukraine. Last night, Putin authorized Russian forces to deploy into these regions. Today, he asserted that these regions are actually extend deeper than the two areas he recognized, claiming large areas currently under the jurisdiction of the Ukraine government. He's setting up a rationale to take more territory by force, in my view. And if we listened to his speech last night, and many of you did, I know, he's setting up a rationale to go much further. This is the beginning of a Russian invasion of Ukraine, as he indicated and asked permission to be able to do from his Duma. So let's begin to, I'm going to begin to impose sanctions in response far beyond the steps we and our allies and partners implemented in 2014. And if Russia goes further with this invasion, we stand prepared to go further as with sanctions. Who in the Lord's name does Putin think gives him the right to declare new so-called countries on territory that belong to his neighbors? This is a flagrant violation of international law and demands a firm response from the international community. Over the last few months, we've coordinated closely with our NATO allies and partners in Europe and around the world to prepare that response. We've said all along, and I've told Putin to his face more than a month ago, that we would act together. And the moment Russia moved against Ukraine, Russia has now undeniably moved against Ukraine by declaring these independent states. So today, I'm announcing the first tranche of sanctions to impose costs on Russia in response to their actions yesterday. These have been closely coordinated with our allies and partners and will continue to escalate sanctions if Russia escalates. We're implementing full blocking sanctions on two large Russian financial institutions, VEB and their military bank. We're implementing comprehensive sanctions on Russia's sovereign debt. That means we've cut off Russia's government from Western financing. It can no longer raise money from the West and cannot trade in its new debt on our markets or European markets either. Starting tomorrow and continuing in the days ahead, we'll also impose sanctions on Russia's elites and their family members. They share in the corrupt gains of the Kremlin policies and should share in the pain as well. And because of Russia's actions, we've worked with Germany to ensure Nord Stream 2 will not, as I promised, will not move forward. As Russia contemplates its next move, we have our next move prepared as well. Russia will pay an even steeper price if it continues its aggression, including additional sanctions. The United States will continue to provide defensive assistance to Ukraine in the meantime, and will continue to reinforce and reassure our NATO allies. Today, in response to Russia's admission that it will not withdraw its forces from Belarus, I have authorized additional movements of U.S. forces and equipment already stationed in Europe to strengthen our Baltic allies, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Let me be clear, these are totally defensive moves on our part. We have no intention of fighting Russia. We want to send an unmistakable message, though, that the United States, together with our allies, will defend every inch of NATO territory and abide by the commitments we made to NATO. We still believe that Russia is poised to go much further in launching a massive military attack against Ukraine. Hope I'm wrong about that, hope we're wrong about that, but Russia has only escalated its threat against the rest of Ukrainian territory, including major cities and including the capital city of Kyiv. There are still well over 150,000 Russian troops surrounding Ukraine. And as I said, Russian forces remain positioned in Belarus to attack Ukraine from the north, including warplanes and offensive missile systems. Russia's moved troops closer to Ukraine's border with Russia. Russia's naval vessels are maneuvering in the Black Sea to Ukraine's south, including amphibious assault ships, missile cruisers, and submarines. Russia's moved supplies of blood and medical equipment into position on their border. You don't need blood unless you plan on starting a war. Over the last few days, we've seen much of the playbook that Secretary Blinken laid out last week in the United Nations Security Council come to pass. A major increase in military provocations and false flag events along the line of contact in the Donbass. Dramatically staged, conveniently on-camera meeting of Putin's Security Council to grandstand for the Russian public. And now, political provocation of recognizing sovereign Ukrainian territory as so-called independent republics in clear violation, again, of international law. President Putin has sought authorization from the Russian parliament to use military force outside of Russian territory. And this set the stage for further pretexts of further provocations by Russia to try to justify further military action. None of us should be fooled. None of us will be fooled. There is no justification. Further Russian assault in Ukraine remains a severe threat in the days ahead. And if Russia proceeds, it is Russia and Russia alone that bears the responsibility. As we respond, my administration is using every tool at our disposal to protect American businesses and consumers from rising prices at the pump. As I said last week, defending freedom will have cost for us as well and here at home. We need to be honest about that. But as we do this, I'm going to take robust action to make sure the pain of our sanctions is targeted at the Russian economy, not ours. We're closely monitoring energy supplies for any disruption. We're executing a plan in coordination with major oil-producing consumers and producers toward a collective investment to secure stability in global energy supplies. This will blunt gas prices. I want to limit the pain to the American people are feeling at the gas pump. This is critical to me. In the last few days, I've been in constant contact with European leaders, including with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Vice President Harris met in person with the leaders in Germany over the weekend at the Munich conference, including President Zelensky. At every step, we have shown the United States and our allies and partners are working in unison, which he hasn't been counting on, Mr. Putin. We're united in our support of Ukraine. We are united in our opposition to Russian aggression. And we're united in our resolve to defend our NATO alliance. And we're united in our understanding of the urgency and seriousness of the threat Russia is making to global peace and stability. Yesterday, the world heard clearly the full extent of Vladimir Putin's twisted rewrite of history, going back more than a century, as he waxed eloquently, noting that, well, I'm not going to go into it, but nothing in Putin's lengthy remarks indicate any interest in pursuing real dialogue on European security in the year 2022. He directly attacked Ukraine's right to exist. He indirectly threatened territory formerly held by Russia, including nations that today are thriving democracies and members of NATO. He explicitly threatened war unless his extreme demands were met. And there's no question that Russia is the aggressor. So we're clear-eyed about the challenges we're facing. Nonetheless, there is still time to avert the worst-case scenario that will bring untold suffering to millions of people if they move as suggested. The United States and our allies and partners remain open to diplomacy if it is serious. When all is said and done, we're going to judge Russia by its actions, not its words. And whatever Russia does next, we're ready to respond with unity, clarity, and conviction. We'll probably have more to say about this as it moves on. I'm hoping diplomacy is still available. Thank you all very much.
Sir, are you still open to meeting with Vladimir Putin, sir?
Well, that was quick. That was quick, everybody. Interesting. Wow. Well, basically, I just posted a question and a survey here in the chat, a poll. Do you think this new U.S. sanction will stop Putin? And, well, looking at your comments and looking at the market right now, seeing how it reacted, it actually didn't do so bad. Stock market didn't do so bad yet, so it's good. And the crypto market, we are looking at a 1.70. So it all stayed pretty flat, which is great. Here are my thoughts on this. From hearing all the people who have an opinion, right? No questions. Yes, he just left. I don't think Putin got really scared of what he said. Am I wrong? You think I'm wrong? I don't think Putin is gonna say like, you know what, he just spoke, let's get out. I don't think so, man. And I'm not an expert on foreign policy, and I don't plan to be an expert on foreign policy, but this is a problem that is way above my pay grade, that the only thing we can do in my case, or in my case I can do, is just react and buy as low as I can. Buy as low as I can, right? Try to buy the bottom as I see it, and never panic selling. And we're gonna be fantastic, everybody. We just heard the president of the United States chilling and not commanding force, in my opinion. This is just me speaking, right? I wasn't too scared of him. I'm scared of Vladimir Putin, man. That guy looks kind of scary, but of Biden, well, you guys have the last word. Oh man, we got a couple of votes here. I'm gonna close this poll and see what the results got. Do you think that the sanctions are gonna stop Putin moving troops right now after listening? I mean, who knows, right? Probably. 86% say no, 13% say yes with 60 votes. There you go. Escape. My friends and fellas, that's exactly what we wanted to talk and go over. Well, there's no more sanctions in banks. Two major banks in Russia, and that's somewhat what United Kingdom did with 5 banks. Now Germany closed that, or halted that Nord Stream pipeline. Well, we'll see what happens, everybody. Honestly, it's not gonna be fun. Like, I mean, he was saying the Russian army is bringing blood to the border with Ukraine. It's gonna get bloody, everybody, but we'll see what happens. As always, let's stay tuned, and well, always have money on the side, because this might get even uglier and more crashes and more drops can continue. But at the same time, as of right now, the prices of the markets are doing relatively fine, although everything's happening, but it's barely Tuesday. Gotta remember that it's barely Tuesday, and if there's something we've learned about the stock market and crypto, it can always go the other way around. Everybody, thank you so very much for watching. Appreciate you all amazing support, kind viewership. Let me know if you have any questions after the live. Don't forget to smash the like button and consider subscribing. I'll catch you later, everybody. Be blessed. God bless you guys. Peace. Well, classic Biden. We'll see what he has later on by tonight. But let me tell you something. If the Ukrainian army and the Russian army open fire against each other, that's when we're going to be seeing the markets drop massively. Because at that point, war has started. Hopefully I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong. We'll see what happens. Peace, everybody.